So you want to know the best abilities in Paladins, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. Today we'll be taking a look at the top 5 best abilities in Paladins based on their impact in a game, meaning that when you use them, no matter where, how, or why, you end up gaining some advantage for you and your teammates. Now, we all know there are a lot of great abilities in Paladins, and don't get your panties in a bundle if I don't end up suggesting that your favorite champion's ability should be in this list. These are the top 5 most impactful, best abilities in my eyes that change the tide of a game and put your team in an advantage to win. Now, what makes the best ability? What makes the most impact? Well, I basically am using the value of how they turn a fight in your favor, the consistency with which they have an impact over the course of the game, not just in one moment, and the last and most serious metric, can it challenge Makoa? Well, it's time to move into number 5 on the best abilities in Paladins, that is Leon's Enlightenment. Enlightenment is literally one of the most bloated abilities in all of Paladins, and that's a good thing. It's intended to be that way. Leon is a great character for people to pick up and have success with when they join the realm, and you need those types of champions to be in your game. But there is this little possibility that maybe it's just a little bit overpowered. This ability, which happens to be her ultimate, thank God, makes you damage immune, CC immune, which is crowd control, and gives you 1600 damage in the shape of a Samoan NFL linebacker that can hit anywhere on the map. However, unlike through Genos' time and space, you are safe through walls, so using that to your discretion, you can outplay this. But otherwise, this is absolutely an I win button for Leon. Things looking bad in a duel with Maeve, literally press right click, literally press F, and then press E, and you win. Your first 2 shots didn't miss because they're auto aim, and then all of a sudden you have damage immunity, CC immunity, and 1600 damage back in Maeve's face. Oh god, that feels so good. The ult feels amazing. It's a really fun ability, but it is extremely powerful. There's literally no situation that Leon doesn't gain an upper hand advantage when using this. Even if things are going horribly for her, she can stop time at 1 health and essentially just return 1600 damage onto a fight. And this pierces enemies, so she could hit 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 people if she's lucky, and definitely change the tide of a fight towards her and her team's favor. We all wish we could go out with a bang. We all wish our last breath or dying effort could be something that's meaningful, impactful to the world, and Leon guarantees this with her E. This ability counters anything that you do to her. There is no damage and no crowd control you can apply to her during this, and she just responds with a huge amount of damage that can hit multiple people. Now, you have to aim it, and it can get blocked with shields or walls, so it's not this just instant I kill everyone, but it is an instant I win button. Whatever situation I'm in, I come out at least where I was or better, and if I end up killing an enemy with it, I get 50% of my ultimate recharged again, so I can do it that much quicker. This is number 5, and you can see why. Now, the number 4 best ability in Paladins goes to Berrak and his turrets. If Paladins had digital space that you can buy and own, I think Berrak's turrets would own my death recap. I can't tell you how many times I go down thanks to Berrak's turrets alone, and oftentimes this isn't even with architectonics. When a turret goes down on the battlefield, things get increasingly devastating in Berrak's favor, and if he gets 2 on the battlefield, there's almost no flanker that can come close to that fight that will actually end up winning. There's a reason Berrak is one of the top damaging tanks in all of Paladins. At high level esports games and even in casual, his damage is off the charts, and it is because of these turrets. Berrak has good health, good mobility, good defense, good offense, good utility. He literally has everything, and that is why people love him. That's why he's successful at all levels of play. That's why he is who he is. You gotta appreciate what the stay-at-home dad can bring to a fight. Berrak would literally be an okay champion if he didn't have turrets. He would be fine. He's got a great weapon, he's got mobility, he's got a shield. His Q could be anything. His Q could be he gives a haircut to every champion in the realm within 10 feet of him, and he would be absolutely top tier still. But his turrets just put him over the edge. He just has this constant DPS that if you don't deal with him means that he is literally cemented into where he is. And the fact that he also has Healing Station 4, which is just an obvious pickup card at any experienced level of play, means that he now gets to heal himself off of the turrets, which are doing damage to you that he's shielding with his own shield while still shooting you with his own weapon. Berrak with 2 turrets is basically like 3v1ing something because there's 3 things to shoot at while they're all shooting at you. This puts him in a very good spot, and to me, ranks his turrets up as number 4 as far as the best abilities go in Paladins. Moving on, the 3rd best ability in Paladins is Drogo's Dragon Punch. It's pretty obvious this thing should be on here. A one-hit KO from anywhere was OP the second it was announced. I still remember the dev stream with Drybear announcing Drogo's ultimate and said this will change Paladins forever, and it has. Drogo's has been a mainstay champion at both casual and high levels of play, and part of his game-changing nature and likability is the result that he can literally just say, you die, yes, you die right now. There is no direct counter. There's no ability besides Fernando's Immortal that can stop Drogo's from one hit KOing you at any point of health, whether you are a normal Inara sitting around 4,700 health or you're an Ancient Raging Makoa with 10,000 HP. Yadunsky. But what makes this ability so good as well is the fact that it charges so quickly. Drogo's charges his ultimate very, very fast due to the amount of damage that he does. Picking up morale boost makes this silly because he can just get it over and over and over again. And even if you miss, you get 30% of it back. The only way you don't get any percent or value from this ultimate is if somebody kills you mid-flight while you are trying to attack a target. But let's be real, whenever anyone hears Behold the Dragon's Fury, they tense up, they start to run. We all look to hide and seek our safe haven because that is an ultimate that gives you the heebie-jeebies, and that's value enough. An ultimate, a noise that can make you actually change what you're doing and take a defensive position helps to turn the tide of the fight in your favor. However, at higher levels of play, we will see Drogo's Dragon Punch not always connect, and some players are really good to understand where he is, where he's ulting from, and basically try to burst him down before he can get out into the sky. The wind-up time is the only thing that makes Drogo's ultimate a little bit precarious for the Drogo's player. But I mean, how can you measure the value of an ability that in an FPS allows you to simply just delete a character on the battlefield due to its overwhelming impact on a fight and even its impact on a fight in your favor when you miss or just start up your ultimate? I put Drogo's as number 3 with this Dragon Punch on the list of the best abilities in Paladins. Moving on to the number 2 best ability in Paladins, it's gonna be Torvald and Protection. Now, it was hard to decide between number 1 and number 2 for this ability. I think it could easily be number 1 depending on the day. Protection is an insane swing in you and your team's favor and always has been, giving your teammate a 2,000 health shield while also giving them potentially 40% damage amp when you take the Field Study legendary is literally one of the most impactful things you can do that no one really notices. Sure, the bubbles are annoying, but no one thinks that that bubble is what's changing the tide of the fight. No one believes that that bubble is what won the game, but it oftentimes is. Torvald has been reworked. Torvald has been nerfed. Torvald from the history of time has been one of the more winningest characters in Paladins history in all levels of play, from bottom to middle to high. And there are a heck of a lot of reasons why, but I think the main reason is his protection. Because literally what he does is every 8 seconds makes a champion that is not balanced.
What do you mean not balanced, Uncle Raynday? I don't understand.
Because Androxus was not meant to have 4,000 health and shoot you for 812 damage every 0.36 seconds, which is exactly what happens when he gains a Field Study protection bubble. Champions aren't meant to be that way. He actually changes the balance of a design of a champion whenever he throws that shield on, and sometimes it's disastrous. Even if you don't have the 4,000 damage, he changes what you expect to happen. A Ruckus, who's about to finish off a low health Mave with just a few more shots from his minigun, ends up seeing 2,000 health in his face and still 900 damage daggers flying in the air at him. Suddenly, he's the one being hunted and not the one hunting. They see the Androxus, they see the Mave, they see everyone who's doing the damage, but not the one who's facilitating those damage dealers staying alive and also amping their damage at the crucial moment. Torvald's the guy that makes it all happen. And it's auto aim. It's so easy to use. There's literally no one who cannot press Q over somebody else who's in the general direction that they're facing, and that's what also makes it impactful. It's that it's just guaranteed. There's no skill involved to applying it. You simply have to have awareness. You could close your eyes, press Q in a general direction of where your teammates are, and I guarantee you would help your team win the fight just by doing that. And there's almost no other champion in the entire game that can say that themselves. And for that reason, Torvald's Protection comes in at number 2 on my list of the best abilities in Paladins. Last but not least, the number 1 best ability in Paladins is Makoa's Dredge Anchor. The Hook. Everyone knows the Hook was going to be up here, guys. Come on. You've all had the experience of getting hooked by Makoa and knowing that this is it. You just better luck next time. It didn't work out for me. I'll see you guys in another life. As far as causing terror in the realm, as far as sealing an enemy's fate, as far as securing kills for your team and changing and directing the pace of a fight, I think there's no better, no stronger, no more impactful ability in the game than Makoa's Dredge Anchor. We've seen Makoa be the top pick in EU and the topic in most esports scenes for nearly the beginning of time. Ever since he's been introduced, this hook has basically run the show as far as high-level Paladins, and will continue to do so. Now, a lot of people run the Pluck Legendary, which essentially can turn this into a nearly 1-2 shot kill. I think the most important part about Makoa's hook is actually the displacement, moving one player against their will from the enemy team into a place that you want for your team to take advantage of. It's a reliable impact. It lets everyone on your team know this is who we're shooting at, and it usually guarantees that that person gets under pressure and probably goes back to base as a result of you guys just focusing on one target. Not everyone's playing ranked with voice chat. Not everyone's on an esports team playing in the PGS or the PPL, but that's why this hook is so much more impactful than normal abilities. It focuses even casual players' energy on the same target, because when you see someone get hooked by Makoa, you know that's the guy I need to shoot. You don't need to hear a voice comm about that. You don't need somebody to type it in the chat box. You just see someone get hooked by Makoa and you shoot at that person, and they usually end up going down. Once Makoa lands the hook, that's pretty much all the work that needs to be done to take down an enemy on the opposing team. You just need to be able to land that hook off cooldown, and over again you can keep the fight rolling in your favor. And even if you don't get a kill, they use their defensive cooldowns, they use their escape abilities, everything just to survive, and maybe they make it out, but with 30% health, and the fight's already swung in your favor. Over the course of the game, I thought about it, and the thing that I would feel would have the most impact on my team losing the game would be if we consistently over and over again kept getting hooked by a Makoa and instantly deleted. And that's why I think it takes the #1 spot in this list of top 5 best abilities in Paladins. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below what you would have up in this list if it was your top 5 best abilities, and rank them in order. I'm curious to see what you think. Also, is there any ability you would swap out in my list for one that you believe belongs in here? Let me know that as well. If you guys want to stay tuned for more top 5s, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you always know when I upload a new video. If you like the video, please go ahead and, well, like it. That helps me out tremendously. And if you have an idea for a top 5 you want me to do on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. As always, my friends, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.